Hello, and welcome to the 16th Annual Journey Home Breakfast. I'm Louis Chiquin, CEO here at Abode Services. We have a 30-minute program for you today, and we're excited to present our successes, some of our goals for the future, and probably most importantly, stories from our program participants who have had incredible struggles overcome with the help of Abode. Abode Services' mission is to end homelessness. But we couldn't do this work without the help of the community. And so we want to give a big thanks to our sponsors of this event. Our presenting sponsor, Fremont Bank. Our premier sponsors, BBI Construction, Cahill Contractors, Marks and Ukubo Associates. Our major sponsors, Alameda Alliance for Health, BK Engineers, Block Construction Company, Washington Hospital Healthcare System. And our supporting sponsors, Bernard Balgi and Bonacorsi LLP, Gonzalez Kovachenko, Attorneys at Law, Heritage Bank of Commerce, HKIT Architects, Indo-Americans for Better Community, Piatalk Architects, and Republic Services. A big thank you to all our sponsors. We have a great program for you today, so let's get to it. First is a story about what it's like to not have a home in the middle of a pandemic and how Abode can help. Here it is.
Before we got established with Abode Services, we were on the street. We stayed in a truck and we had to quarantine in it. I was thinking if I just work, but working wasn't enough. I was just feeling like kind of lost and down. It made me feel like nobody cared. It made me feel like nobody was gonna help me. So I was in a very depressed state. I felt like giving up.
Homelessness is hard, just in general with what you go through. Every day is a struggle, everything's a struggle. But being homeless during COVID was extremely difficult, scary, emotional. There would be days we wouldn't eat, we couldn't sleep because we were worried about our surroundings. I caught pneumonia and bronchitis, and then they diagnosed me with chronic severe asthma. They told us just shelter in place in the car.
Abode's mission has been to help those that were homeless that are actually more receptive to this COVID-19, to get them out of that situation. We do have a safe place for people to come to live, to help people get off the streets. It doesn't matter what their situation is. It doesn't matter what they're dealing with. We meet people where they're at and work with them.
When we were accepted into the program, Abode really helped us. They took an interest in getting to know us. It wasn't just a job to them. They really cared, and it showed. It's very scary when you're kind of walking into the unknown and you're living the unknown. They reassured us each day that we were there that things were going to be okay. They taught us to find our own strength, teaching us to have faith too.
After we got out of that depression state in the street and we actually got in to the Radisson Project, it was amazing. They give you 3 meals a day. They even do your laundry if you needed it. At first, I needed it all, but then after a while, I started picking myself up and getting my stuff together, and I started being able to do everything on my own. Start buying my own food, start cleaning my own clothes, you know what I mean? Just the support of them and them encouraging me. They see the potential in me. They gave me that stability and they gave me my strength back. And it's kind of like everything started happening for me.
Being pregnant during the pandemic is stressful, emotional, but Abode Services really took our hand and made sure that all of our needs were met. Instead of being temporary at the Radisson, they got us into a temporary apartment so we didn't have to raise the baby in the beginning stages at a hotel. When we didn't have a single thing for the baby, leaving the program, bringing him home, he had everything he needed and then some. They provided just the littlest things down to pacifiers and bottles. So it just kind of made our lives not so hectic and scary bringing the baby into this, and just helped us through one of the hardest phases in our life.
I can't even tell you how thankful I am for Abode Services. I finally have stability in my life, and Abode Services, they really did give that to me. They really helped me just steer my life in the right direction. And they gave me, another family in a sense. Abode Services is my family. I have much respect and much love for them. It's overwhelming. Without their help, I wouldn't have made it. It was just a blessing.
I'm extremely thankful for Abode. The best way I can really put it is they brought me out of darkness and kind of put me into light. It gave us back our love, our strength, our emotion. Having a running car and having food, being able to take a shower. It's a lot of things I know for myself that I used to take for granted that now I'm so grateful for it. Our dream and our hope is to be able to give back to people that are in need, whether it's making lunches and giving it to the homeless or making lunches and giving it to programs. It's whatever that help looks like, we're willing to do. The meaning for me, Abode Services, is compassionate and empowerment, and what they did for us, I could never repay them and never say enough thank yous.
Hello again. Congratulations to Michelle and Malcolm and their baby, Malcolm Jr., for the progress they've all made. They are among the 10,000 plus individuals Abode helps every year. With COVID-19, the past 12 months have been unlike any other since we started Abode. And we'll look at some of those unprecedented challenges we've had to face in the past year in our second Journey Home breakfast video. Here it is.
The mission of Abode is to end homelessness, to do what's right, and that is to get people inside and allow them to have a life. It's incredibly hard to survive on the streets. We literally, in some instances, are saving lives, especially right now. We've been one of the leading agencies on homelessness and housing in the Bay Area for years, and I think this pandemic has really pushed us to show people what we can do.
Abode is impacting people's lives on a daily basis. This past year has been like no other year that anyone has seen. And Abode Services has not missed a beat, has not missed a step in providing shelter services for the homeless.
Project Room Key was the initial response to COVID from the state and at the county level of creating these shelters in which people that were COVID positive or had been in contact with somebody or were showing symptoms could go and could self-isolate. But also then the extension of the Safer Ground, which was shelter-in-place hotels, essentially, for those that were medically vulnerable when it came to COVID. And so by mid-April, we were launching Safer Ground in Oakland at the Radisson Hotel, and it took an immense amount of planning. It took 13, 14-hour days, and we got 170-some households into a hotel in 1 week. And so I think being able to get those that are extremely, extremely vulnerable into these hotels and identifying who those individuals might be allows them to just get some of their life back, to find a purpose again when sometimes they've lost that purpose.
The staff at Abode Services is amazing. You don't find many organizations who are that passionate about what they do. When you think of homelessness, you think of people that are on the street, they live in tents. With Abode Services, we come in and we treat them like individuals and not like just somebody that's messing up your neighborhood. This is our neighborhood. We live here, and we should treat everybody as human beings.
We really are going to exhaust all of the resources, all of the energy that we have to make sure that people are going to be successful. What drives us is the same thing that drives us every day. These individuals need our help. And at a time where it seemed like everybody was shutting down, Abode took that as an opportunity to say, our mission is to house people and to keep them safe. People are being able to look at their lives and say, I have worth and I can do this. And I think when you're living on the streets and you haven't had somebody who has believed in you, you kind of lose hope. And so I think it's important for us as an agency to be here, to be in the Bay Areas, because we are creating hope for people.
Welcome back. Both of this year's Journey Home videos are now available on our website, abodeservices.org. We hope you view them again and share them with others. Up next is an amazing East Bay performer who, like a lot of our participants, has battled back from adversity. In fact, she's enjoyed a lot of success as a great musical artist and singer. Please welcome Netta Brielle.
Hi, my name is Netta Brielle, and I want to thank Abode for having me today. I'm going to sing a song that's very dear to my heart, which is called Push, dedicated to my grandmother. But more importantly, people of the world, whatever you may be going through, knowing that there's always light at the end of the tunnel is so important. And that's what inspired these lyrics. So thank you for having me, and I hope you enjoy it. Secretly, I'm mentally drained. Sometimes I wanna give up on everything, but the thought alone brings an incredible pain, like someone pointed a gun and got away with all my dreams. Where do I go now? All I have left is passion. Don't vanish now. If my grandmother was here, she would tell me, baby, don't lose your heartbeat. Just push a little harder, 'cause nothing lasts forever. She would tell me to go with my instinct, to never let my vision vision sink. I gotta push a little harder, not even dark clouds last. So vulnerable, so transparent that I'm afraid to fail, 'cause everyone will see my truth. Sometimes it hurts, but who are they to say that I can't just dust myself off and try again? No, where do I go now? All I have left is passion, don't vanish now. Grandmother was here, she would tell me, baby, don't lose your heartbeat. Just push a little harder, 'cause nothing lasts forever. She would tell me to go with my instincts, to never let my vision sink. I gotta push a little harder, not even dark clouds last forever. I feel like I'm running in place, but I refuse to lose this race. Just push, come on and push. No.
We're here at Bridgeway, which is our first affordable housing development. Our beginnings were very humble. We started with faith communities coming together to try to address the problem of homelessness in the local community. And in order to address it, we used the best practice at the time, which was to start a homeless shelter. But we found around the dot-com boom that that wasn't working, and it caused us to do some soul searching. We completely changed our model and started to talk about the housing people needed instead of the homelessness that they were suffering from. And then that led us to the dramatic expansion that we now are experiencing in creating homes for people. Housing First is the model, the philosophy that we use. Basically, it says, focus on housing someone first and then worry about the other issues that they might have presenting in their life. And when you do that, people do amazingly well at retaining that housing. The core values at Abode, I would say, are start with dignity, the respect of the individual who is unhoused and experiencing this horrible experience of not having the basic needs met. The next piece is really about empowerment. It's taking the people we work with and really partnering with them to make sure that they are part of their solution by taking control of their lives and helping them get those basic needs met so that they can reach all the goals that they really want. And then finally, it's about innovation. It's about taking what works and throwing out what doesn't work and being creative to find opportunities in a very difficult housing market like the housing market in the Bay Area and rehousing people through innovative techniques. This pandemic has dramatically changed the way Abode does its work. We're very focused on creating homes for people, but we shifted our work actually to go a step back and actually really focus on emergency housing for people, to get people off the streets and into safe environments so that they would not perish during this time. We're actually now operating over 12 motels, providing safe shelter for over 1,200 individuals who otherwise would be on the streets and in grave danger. We're actually purchasing some of these hotels and making them permanent supportive housing. In other words, ongoing housing where there are supportive services, allowing people to continue to live there on an ongoing basis. The innovation is not short-term thinking of just saving people in the middle of a pandemic, but rather longer-term planning that allows us to transform buildings into places that are permanent homes for people. In order to do this work, we have to have partners. We work very closely with government, foundations, and we also need the support of individuals in our community, whether it's advocacy support, helping us gain support for the work we do within the community that you live in, or through your donations. When individuals choose to partner with us and support our work, we have a much easier time getting people back into housing. I know in my heart, after doing this work for 27 years now, that when you give someone a home, all that can change, and it can transform an individual's imagination for what's possible for them. And there's nothing more important in life than to have hope and the capacity to really meet the dreams that you have. And that's what we do here at Abode.
Thank you for joining us today. I've been to many Journey Home breakfasts before, but this is my first time speaking at one. So I'll get right to it. The story I want to share with you today starts in 1970, after the Vietnam War. That's when my parents immigrated to the United States. I'm a first-generation refugee. At first, my parents really struggled, but they worked hard and started a successful deli in Modesto. Soon, we had a new car, two-story house. We had the American dream. Then tragedy struck. My sister was diagnosed with cancer, and she passed away. That devastated our family. My parents could barely function, and things went downhill fast. Soon, we had to sell the house, and it felt like an eviction. We were lucky that my mom's friends let 6 of us stay in their living room. If not, we would have lived in our car. We felt ashamed. There was a lot of crying. We eventually moved to a small home of our own, but we had hardly any food. We lived day to day, check to check. We were lucky if we had a decent meal. We went from a high to an all-time low. I promised myself then, if I had a chance to help those less fortunate when I'm an adult, I will. And that's what Abode Services does. This is why I identified with Abode and their motto, everyone should have a home. Today, I have a college degree. I run my own business here in the Bay Area. Things are going well. So when my friend Teresa Diaz introduced me to Abode about 10 years ago, I got involved. We work on snack programs and school backpack programs for kids, sponsored Thanksgiving meals, and volunteered with my company staff. My involvement with Abode has evolved, and I hope to continue it and make a bigger impact each year. In the same way, I'd like to ask you to partner with us in the financial support for our day-to-day operation at Abode. Your support provides the long-term stability needed by thousands of people right here in this community as they confront the challenges in their lives. That is why I became a member of the Home Builder Society, Abode's multi-year giving society. If you already are a member of the Home Builder Society, let me say thank you to each of you for your generosity. You do so much to help Abode carry out its mission. Currently, we have more than 100 families and individuals who are Home Builder Society members. At last year's breakfast, we welcomed several new members to the society, and a few more extended their pledge. If you've been inspired by what you've seen and heard today, I ask you to consider joining the Home Builder Society. You can join the society with a pledge as low as $1,000 a year. This is an average of only $83 per month. And your gift would allow us to help people build hope for the future. You can join by filling out the Home Builders Pledge card on our Journey Home Breakfast landing page at journeyhome.abodeservices.org or on Abode's website at abodeservices.org. Please know you can make a gift of any amount. You can donate directly through the fundraising page of your table captain or on the Journey Home Breakfast landing page. We appreciate your consideration in making a gift today, and any donations you make can be doubled thanks to an anonymous donor who is matching gift up to $100,000. We sincerely thank each and every one of you on behalf of Abode Services and the people we serve. Lastly, thank you for spending your time with us this morning to learn more about Abode Services. Now I'll turn the program back to Louis. Thank you.
Thank you, Thuy, and welcome back, everyone. I want to share with you how your donation is so important to Abode Services. See, there are gaps in our costs that come up during the course of the year, and your assistance can help us fill those gaps. For example, a woman named Angela came to us last week, desperate because she had lost her job during the pandemic and actually couldn't pay her bills. So PG&E and the Water District were threatening to cut off her utilities. But because a donor had given us a gift during the summer, we were able to help Angela with those bills and sleep better at night. As Thuy mentioned, there are a couple ways to give to Abode Services. The first is through the Home Builder Society, a society that my family and I are proud to be members of, that involves a $1,000 or more gift pledge every year for over 5 years. That's about $83 or more a month. Another way to give is their Building Blocks program. In this program, donors pledge at least $10 a month on an ongoing basis. And you could join these programs by going to journeyhome.abodeservices.org. You can also make a gift in any amount that you'd like. Of course, every gift is appreciated. And this year, we have a special opportunity from an unanimous donor who gave us $100,000, which will match every gift given today. For more information, contact us at events@abodeservices.org. Well, that's our program. I want to give a special thanks to all those who put this production together today. And especially you. I want to thank you for taking the time to learn more about Abode Services and to consider supporting our important work. See you soon.